It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the films of May 16th, 1997. And this week's going to be one of those slow weeks because there's 5 movies to look at, and yet I have not seen any one of them. And let's be honest here, probably none of these movies are going to be memorable to anyone out there. So we should be able to get through this one pretty quickly. This is not going to be one of those fun weeks to talk about these films. So, let's see what we got here. Let's start off with the first movie that we have here, the biggest new release of the weekend, in quotation marks, and that is Sidney Lumet's Night Falls on Manhattan.
I want you to get up now. Get him off. Go to the window. Leave him on. Stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore.
You spilled your guts to the grand jury. Say it isn't so simple.
Think we wash our own laundry around here?
I don't care if I'm in trouble. I don't care who gets it anymore, including myself.
I'm a marked man in this department for what?
Will you help me? I can win it. I can win this case. Have you reached a verdict? We have, Your Honor.
Robbing a bank's a federal offense. They got me on kidnapping, armed robbery.
Now, come on.
What you doing? When you get back? When you get back?
His films have touched our conscience and challenged our minds. And now, one of the greatest directors of our time pushes the limits again.
Whose father is laying up there with tubes coming out of every hole he's got? And who put him there?
Between truth and corruption.
Cops from 3 precincts were in business with my client.
Guilt
I'm saddened to announce the indictment this morning of 5 police officers on charges of bribery and dealing in narcotics.
and innocence.
If their lips are moving, they're lying.
Conviction and compromise.
It wasn't supposed to happen to me.
It's not supposed to happen to any of us.
Andy Garcia, Richard Dreyfuss.
Swear to me right here, Pop. You're clean.
Night Falls on Manhattan.
You know, this movie probably would have been more exciting if Sidney Lumet had actually done something of any noteworthiness in the last decade. I mean, really, what has he done? What has he done since this movie has come out? Maybe Running on Empty. That was a hit. That was a minor hit, but it wasn't like a huge critical or financial success, as far as I know. I think the last movie of noteworthiness he did that was considered both a critical and a financial success was The Verdict. But other than that, though, I mean, look at some of these other movies he's done since then. Guilty of Sin, not a good movie. Stranger Among Us, not a good movie. Q&A, Family Business, not really that great. The Morning After, Power, Garbo Talks, Daniel. I mean, not a whole lot of good stuff there, honestly. And this one doesn't look any better, despite the fact that it's got some pretty good people in there. Andy Garcia, Ian Holm, James Gandolfini, Lena Olin, Richard Dreyfuss. But you never hear anybody really talk about this, and it's not a good sign if they have to remind you that this is the same guy that made far superior movies like Network or The Verdict or Serpico or Dog Day Afternoon. In this case, it's more like they're saying, why don't you go watch those movies that are much better, and then maybe go see this one if you want to, but we're not really going to try to make you want to see it because we're just basically dumping it up in the summer movie season. And you could tell that Paramount really had no interest in making this the next big hit for Sidney Lumet. But I don't know. I haven't heard anybody say anything too spectacular about it, nor have I heard any good things about it. So, but who knows? Maybe it could actually be something that could be good. I sincerely doubt it, but it's a movie that came out, so that's Night Falls on Manhattan. So let's go ahead and move on to the next movie, the comedy Sprung.
Miss, you never learned the art of meticulous grooming. Real black is back.
The Player's Guide to Love in the 90s.
Think of this as one of the colors of like the true African warriors. Like Shaka Zulu.
Get a smooth game.
He ain't that fine, but I can work with that. Damn!
Don't leave so fast. At least let me offer you a ride home on our porch.
Adita,
Hey, you want to take a walk?
doesn't red mean stop? Work that out.
Get a little salty.
Up here.
You did it again.
You just set me on right now.
What's the big deal? You want such a skis, I wouldn't play your trifling.
Trifling?
Bye. Hey, flip.
Get away fast.
Get off the car. You don't know where you live. No, you didn't. You take my good hair.
Is your G-string too tight?
Never get played.
Give me her.
That scandalous-looking Gucci filed a complaint?
There's a woman coming down to identify the suspect.
Right, he got more game than Parker Brothers, but I ain't like that.
And whatever you do,
You can't be serious about that sorry excuse for a man.
don't get sprung.
No.
Now, these two have it bad for each other.
They hook up long term, then that means we'll be seeing a lot of each other. I can't abide by that.
And their best friends are out to show them
We got to do something.
just how bad it is.
Do you really know this man?
Ever tell you about this sucker I knew?
Babies just spread all across the country.
You never know if she's got that middle-aged fat gene.
Wives. Got any babies?
No.
Wives?
No. Fat moms, booger bear in the family tree.
Definitely not. We're gonna have to take the gloves off now.
I'm talking about some low-down, nasty, diabolical.
Hey!
The mouse is eating cheese.
You two are so low down.
Downright ignorant somebody. We know that.
From Trimark Pictures,
Doing something to himself.
Make yourself feel good like you're doing something to yourself.
get sprung.
So am I supposed to like anybody in this movie? I mean, this trailer really ain't selling me. This looks like a rip-off version of Booty Call, and like it's like the people who made this movie saw Booty Call coming out, and they thought that was going to be a big success, and they said, all right, let's get a movie out there so we can compete with this because Booty Call is going to be a big hit. And I mean, Booty Call was the more successful film, but nothing about this movie looks that fun whatsoever. Like, there's nothing about it that looks that hilarious. There's nothing about it that looks like it's that fun. Again, not that fun. I mean, why is the main couple here friends with these two people that clearly do not like each other and don't want the other to see the other ones because they don't want to see that, because that means they're going to have to see each other more. It's just like, I don't know. Like, this is a film I've never seen it before, so I don't know. Maybe there's actually a purpose to it in the movie. Maybe it's actually a decent film, but then again, 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, probably not the best thing going forward. And for Rusty Cundiff, this is another film he directed after he did Fear of a Black Hat and Tales from the Hood. And then after this, he'd do nothing else. And this next thing that he would do was Movie 43 and Tales from the Hoods 2 and 3. And this is not a good turn for a director like this. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe it is actually good, and I'm just not seeing it from this trailer here. But I don't know. I've never heard anybody really say anything good about this, so it probably is. I don't know. It could go either way. So let's go ahead and move on to the next movie. This is going to be a boring episode if you haven't noticed already, because I've really got nothing to say about most of these films. So and I probably won't have much to say about this next one here, the second Jungle Book, Mowgli and Baloo.
Come to the land where the legend was born. The home of your old friends, Baloo, Shere Khan, Bagheera, and Mowgli. The land where the adventure began. Where the untold story comes magically to life. Rudyard Kipling's The Second Jungle Book, Mowgli and Baloo, rated PG. Special engagements start Friday.
It says a lot when Disney's animated Jungle Book 2 movie that went to theaters that was originally supposed to go direct to video is probably a much better sequel than this movie is. Like, I don't even know what the sequel is supposed to be. Like, is it supposed to be a sequel to the live-action Jungle Book movie that came out 3 years prior by Disney? Is it supposed to be a sequel to, what is? I mean, I don't get it. Like, what exactly is this supposed to be a sequel to if it's called The Second Jungle Book? And even though Rudyard Kipling's name is on top of it, I sincerely doubt that he had nothing to do with it. It's because the other version of the Jungle Book clearly had nothing to do with Rudyard Kipling's original book at all. But, this one is another one I barely remember from. I used to see the video for this all the time at the video store, but I've never had the time to see this movie, nor did I really want to see it. I mean, the biggest name in the film is Billy Campbell and Roddy McDowall, which Roddy McDowall got nominated for a Razzie Award for this, so that should tell you probably everything you need to know about this movie. But, again, I have nothing else to add to this. It just doesn't look like an intriguing film. It doesn't look that engaging whatsoever. I can't even tell what kind of a movie what kind of a sequel it's supposed to be. Like, where does this take place in the story of the Jungle Book? It's just like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It just feels like Sony saw the chance to make their own version of the Jungle Book, and they said, screw it, let's just make it. And, like, I wish I had some more for you, but I really do not. So, Next film, The Van. So this is the third installment of the Berrytown trilogy by Roddy Dow, who also did the other two films are The Commandments in '91 and The Snapper in 1993. I've seen the Commitments. Did I say Commandments or Commitments? Commitments is what I meant to say. Again, I don't really know anything about this one. I don't know if it's any good or not. Considering it doesn't have the best reviews compared to the other two films in this trilogy, it probably isn't that good of a movie, honestly. So I hope you're enjoying this, because this is probably the hardest I've ever struggled to try to get something out of a week that's not very good. So we're almost done here, though. On to the last film, Brothers in Trouble. So a group of illegal immigrants from Pakistan find their already troubled existence threatened with a crisis, while one of them brings a pregnant white girl to live in their cramped household. I'm going to be honest with you. When I tried to look for footage of this on YouTube, that was the only thing that ever came up, is the movie itself, and I'm assuming that's the movie itself. But when I look at when I'm looking at the information on Wikipedia, they said it's a BBC miniseries. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's like. I really don't know. No, I mean, I don't know if this is any good or not. I haven't seen it, and yeah, quite frankly, I'm just struggling to figure out what to say about it. Is what to say anymore? Because I'm struggling to figure out what to say about movies that I've never seen before. B, I've never even heard of, and C, I don't even think this is the actual film. So yeah, this is not a good episode. This is Brothers in Trouble. I apologize for this episode. I really, really do. This is one of the few times that I'm seriously sorry that I made you sit through this, but we have to get through these weeks, and this is probably the first week I've ever done of these episodes where I'm just like, there's literally nothing I can say about these. These movies are largely forgettable. I've never seen most of them, and again, I'm sorry if I wasted your time on this. I promise you next time it's going to get better, and it will get better, because there are at least a couple movies here that I have seen. Next time around, the real summer movie season begins. We've got The Lost World Jurassic Park, we've got Addicted to Love, and we've also got Blast Off. I mean, just the fact that we're going to be talking about Jurassic Park 2 is already a much better episode than the one I just gave you here. So again, I'm sorry for this week. I promise next time will be better. I promise you. With that said, if you stuck around for this one, I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos that are much better than this particular episode, please, I encourage you to go check out the playlist on the next page, check out the previous episode, and please like and subscribe to our channel so you can see more content like this. Not like this in particular, but much better content than this. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I put you through this week. It will get better next time around, I promise you that. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. And until then, as always, take care.